And now, please give a warm welcome to the man who brought you all here tonight. Give it up for Robin Weitz!
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Mitt Romney. Exactly. Do you miss Mitt?
No.
Not all the time, maybe like 47% of the time. How about some of the other colorful characters from last fall, like Tea Party candidate Richard Murdoch. He's the guy who said that rape pregnancies are something God intended to happen. Murdoch! I have to say his name like a vampire. 1 rape pregnancy, ah, 2 rape pregnancies, ah. I finally took off my Obama bumper sticker. So now when people honk and give me the finger, it's really just about my driving. To see the inauguration?
Yeah.
It's barely over. Already candidates are jockeying for 2016, They've all got their campaign slogans. Rick Santorum, Jesus came back from the dead, so can I. Chris Christie, Taft was fatter. Hillary Clinton, not interested, don't ask. Oh, all right. Hey, if Hillary wins, Bill would become America's first gentleman. Can you imagine Bill Clinton in the East Wing of the White House, baking cookies in a kiss the cook apron with an intern under it? Today we're going to be dipping some white chocolate cigars. Al Gore recently sold his TV network, Current, to Al Jazeera. Yeah, nothing like hot girls and burqas to boost the ratings. I actually helped Gore launch Current back in 2005 at the NCTA trade show in Chicago. It's true. We sat in a hotel room together, trying to come up with a fun top 10 list for him to read at the press conference the next morning. Al Gore's top 10 reasons to launch a new cable TV network. I wrote some pretty good ones, too. Need new challenge after inventing the internet and saving the earth. Blew my audition for American Idol. Throw myself into work therapy after final season of Friends. If Oprah can do it, I can too. And the number 1 reason, millions of viewers are easier to manipulate than 5 Supreme Court justices. He had the best line of the night, though. This is absolutely true. We're sitting there trying to come up with the 10 best reasons for him to launch a cable TV network. And he leans across, he really said this, and he said, well, how about, because I'm not the fucking president! And I'm like, I think that might come across a tad bitter. Anyone besides me sad that Newsweek is online only now? End of an era, In one of its last paper editions, there was an interesting article about child rearing in modern hunter-gatherer societies. Yeah. It turns out that these tribal societies foster a high degree of independence in their children, and many of them even tolerate open sexual play between adults and children. Which may explain why the Boy Scouts have scheduled their annual leadership retreat in New Guinea. Hollywood's completely lost its mind. Have you seen some recent casting choices? Jennifer Love Hewitt as Audrey Hepburn, right? Lindsay Lohan as Elizabeth Taylor. Hollywood executives are on some serious drugs. What? I got a great idea! Paris Hilton as Grace Kelly. Snarky as Greta Garbo. I want to be left alone. Mel Gibson is rumored to be the father of Jodie Foster's 2 sons. The rumor actually began before this year's Golden Globe Awards, when friends saw the children taking their first goose steps around the house. Sock it to Mel Gibson. I'm sorry about that. Have you ever picked a really good booger? and admire it for a moment, and flick it away to go back in for another, but you didn't actually flick it away and wind up reinserting the same booger back into your nose. Me neither, that's disgusting. I would never do anything like that. My family was at the Kern River last year, and our little Shih Tzu finds a dead fish by the riverbank. She sniffs at it, then she flops down and she starts rolling in it. Hey, Dad, I'm gonna stink up the car pretty good. Is there a human equivalent for this? Like hanging out with a Kardashian? Hey, Dad, I'm gonna stink up my social standing pretty good. Ew. I have a colleague who does the professional dog show circuit. Takes it very seriously. We're getting coffee one morning and she looks at me with a straight face and she says, I shaved my bitch last night. And I said, me too. Because my wife and I also have a female dog. Little Shih Tzu. We also have a big golden retriever, Charlie. He comes up to my side of the bed in the morning. He goes, "Err." And I'm like, what? Do you have to pee? Are you hungry? I go out to get the newspaper. I come back, he's laying on my side of the bed with his head on my pillow. Apparently, means get up. I want to lay in your spot. Dogs are lucky not to have opposable thumbs. No dog was ever killed walking across the road texting his bitch. I said bitch again. Texting is completely out of control. And we already have the technology to project a virtual keyboard onto any hard surface, like a desk. Pretty soon, we won't even need a hard surface. We could be walking down the street, typing in thin air. We'll all look like Woody Allen. Don't know where to take a hot date this Saturday night. Thinking about going to the corner rotisserie to watch the chickens revolve. Technology. Like, Apple's got the iPod, the iPad. This Valentine's Day, they're coming out with the new iPud. That's right, it's a smartphone and a sexual aid. You young people with your YouTube and your methamphetamines, back when I was a kid, MTV and cocaine was good enough for us. Yeah. Any Betty White fans out there? Hollywood is so unfair. Betty White does a Snickers commercial during the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Totally revives her career. Gets a new TV series out of it. Hot in Cleveland, right? Meanwhile, Abe Vigoda, who was in the same Snickers commercial, nothing. But I'm happy to say, I just read in Variety this morning, Abe Vigoda, 91 years old, is finally coming back to network television. It's a heartwarming new CBS series called You Old Fuck. Every episode he gets into wacky situations, like old people do. Like in the pilot, his new blood pressure medication causes temporary blindness. He mistakes the accelerator for the brake and plows into a group of pedestrians. You old fuck! Abe Vigoda. He was old when he did Fish in the 70s. I turned 50 last November. Please don't applaud. It activates my shingles. When you're five, you learn your ABCs. Now that I'm 50, I go through the alphabet every morning. Baby aspirin, biotin, CoQ10, vitamin D, vitamin E, fish oil, ginkgo. By the time I hit zinc, I'm ready to throw up! Middle age is a real thrill ride, isn't it? A few weeks ago, my wife asked me what I thought of a three-way, and I said, hey, I'm up for that. So we're in the lighting aisle at Home Depot. 30, 70, 100? Very frugal. I save money by not buying useless crap. Like, most music recorded in the last 20 or 30 years. Hey, I grew up in the golden era of music, man. Beatles, James Taylor, Steely Dan, you know, Skinner, Freebird, right? You know, Neil Diamond. To me, Neil Diamond is like the Jewish Elvis. Very masculine, very intense. But doesn't he look like he's experiencing shooting rectal pains? Hello, my friend, hello. Just called to let you know I think about you every night. I know it's late, but I couldn't wait. Hello.